In the forex industry today, we have multiple, forex strategy, multiple strategy to the market. So how can you actually identify a better strategy for yourself? How do you know? How do you verify that this particular strategy is going to be good enough for me? Because normally you don't have the best strategy. It's just going to be a good strategy. So in this video, we are going to be discussing the components of a complete strategy. So before we get into the video, my name is Daniel. I'm a forex trader. If you are interested in content like this, you might want to give me a subscription, turn on your notification bell so that when we post videos like this, you'll be the first to get notified. So with that being said, let's get straight into the video. So the first thing a complete strategy should have is that strategy should be able to give you room to mark out your trend. Now, what is trend, first of all? Trend is the direction of the market long term. For instance, you get into 4 hours to mark out your trend. Now, trend is where the market has been going for a while or for a particular amount of time. That is trend. So your strategy must be able to give you room to check that trend, first of all. Now, the second thing your strategy should be able to give you room for is market structure. Now, your strategy should be able to give you room to mark out your market structure second. What is even market structure? Market structure is the flow of the market in a particular or at a particular time. The flow of the market at a particular time. That is market structure. So your strategy should be able to give you room to mark out that flow of the market in a particular time. So the next thing your strategy should have to make it authentic is that strategy should be able to give you room to mark out your key level. Now, this is very important. For those of you that trade, we have different strategy. We have trend line, we have support and resistance, we have supply and demand, we have order block, all of that. Now, the strategy should be able to give you room to mark out those key levels, maybe supply and demand, or maybe your trend line, or maybe whatever. Your strategy should be able to give you room to mark out that. Now, remember, we started from the trend identification, second, market structure. Now, third, your strategy should be able to give you room to mark out your key level. Now, the fourth thing your strategy should be able to give you room for to make it authentic strategy, a complete strategy, is it should give you room for confirmation. Now, this is very, very important. Your strategy should give you room for you to farm whatever buyers you have in the market. Okay, for instance, you have a bias maybe in a particular currency, and the market has come to your POI or your interest. Now, your strategy should be able to give you room for you to find confirmation in that, not just enter immediately, but confirm the market at that your POI before you enter. It's very important. So the next thing your strategy should have to make it authentic is risk management. Your strategy should have risk management within. This is almost like a rule-based system, but now your strategy should have a risk management in factor in it. What is risk management? Risk management is the amount you risk per trade. Okay, the amount of money you risk in a single trade, that is risk management. Now, we also have risk reward, which is the reward of the risk you took. How many are you having in return? Maybe, for instance, I'm risking 1% in a trade. Now, how many returns am I having? Is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 1? Or is it even 10? Is it even 5? So, if you are risking 1%, you should be able to have 2, 3, 4, 5 in return. That is risk per trade and the amount you expect in return. So the next thing your strategy should have to make it a complete strategy is exit strategy. Okay. Now, your strategy should be able to give you room to mark out the conditions that will make you exit the market. Okay, it is very important. You don't just, because I've seen this, that I'm exiting. You should have that as one of your strategy. So your strategy should have the conditions or what make you leave a particular trade. If your trade doesn't meet those requirements, you have no reason to leave that particular trade. So the next thing a strategy should have to make it a complete strategy is, or the next component a strategy should have to make it a complete strategy is trade management. I mean, we have room to take trades now. Now, we also have room to manage that trade. Your strategy should give you that room to manage your trade. So the next thing your strategy should have to make it a complete strategy is rule-based trading rules. Okay, I think I've talked about this in the channel. So if you've not seen this video, you can go and check that out in the channel. So your rule-based system should also be involved in your strategy. I mean, you've had all this, you've checked the trend, you've marked out your order flow, you've confirmed the market. Now it is time to follow the rules. Okay, I am not exiting this market till it get to its full potential. That is a rule, as I said before. So if this trade doesn't get to its full potential, I'm not exiting. That should be an example of a rule-based system. So that should also be involved in your trading strategy. So the next thing you want to have in your trading strategy to make it a complete strategy is, so the next thing you want to have is performance review. Now, what is performance review? Is a room in your strategy where you come to, check the trade you took, you know, look at the things you did right, look at the things you did wrong, look at why you took a trade, and look at how you manage that trade, and then you journal it down. So that performance review is very important and should be a space too separately in your trading, strategy. So these are the components that a complete trading strategy should have. So if you look at all of these things I've mentioned and your strategy doesn't have all of these, you might want to look into that strategy again and know the reason why they don't have all of this. So we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoy videos like this, you give us a subscription and turn on notification bell so that when videos like this drop, you'll be the first to get notified. So with that being said, we'll meet you in the comment section with how much of these categories I've mentioned or how much of these components I've mentioned is in your own strategy. So with that being said, bye for now.